Hi,
Hi.
we're everyday aliens.
Come gather round.
Come gather around the fire.
Gather around the fire.
Come gather around the fire. We're gonna try to not kneel and dog shit.
Yeah.
Would you like some ashwagandha?
Oh, okay, thanks.
Right.
Looks very nice. Nice civilized tiny cup.
I know. I love a tiny cup.
We're really excited about our release.
We're really excited about our release today. Meeting a Mentor is out on all streamy, downloady things.
Yeah.
You can go to our website and check out the lyrics as well, and our music video that we did with AI. We're really pumped about it. It's like one of my favorite AI music videos that we've done, actually.
Yeah. It's a beaut.
It's a beaut. We just thought this idea of meeting a mentor is about like community and trust in other people and letting other people support you and look after you. So yeah, just to start off, we wanted to talk about meeting a mentor in the context of how we created it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's one of my favorite tracks on our album.
Yeah, me too. It's yeah, definitely. I think it's one of the strongest. It's grown on me loads as well. But yeah, you did most of the intro, amongst other things. It's got a really cool, bubbly, boinky intro vibe, hasn't it? And like a reverse sample that you did at the beginning. That just creates such a nice atmosphere, I think, at the beginning of the tune.
It was crazy because that was just like a drop from the universe. Are you really uncomfortable?
I'm alright. I'm okay. I'm fine now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to just sit like a normal person?
Fine.
Yeah, that was kind of a drop from the universe because, yeah, it was interesting. Sometimes you can open up a plugin and you can find like a sound relatively quickly, and sometimes it takes forever. But in this instance, it didn't take long at all. And it was a silent one.
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, and which I notoriously have trouble with.
Yeah, it was. I know, I recognise it. Yeah, I know it is now. Yeah.
Yeah. It just kind of sounds like a singing bowl, except like on steroids with lots of cool effects behind it. But this song feels so much like a love song to me, like a love song to the divine, like a love song to the original essence. You right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
That's just where the wind's going, isn't it?
Yeah, this is where the wind's going.
Yeah, so this track is really special to us.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
We are Everyday Aliens.
What's up? We're Everyday Aliens.
I feel like the track just really speaks to me.
It's really good.
It's also probably one of my favorite stages of the hero's journey as well.
Okay, yeah.
This idea that you come out of the refusal of the call and you are ready to kind of embrace this path that's been given to you.
Right.
And so it's almost like you've lost a lot of hope, but then you start meeting people that are going to help guide you on your new path.
Right, yeah.
And it's just really weird because I feel like our lives are mirroring this album in a major way. So like for me, I feel like I've been very much in the refusal of the call stage, and now I'm coming into the meeting a mentor stage where I've met some amazing yoga instructors in my yoga studio.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing yoga again, and
Yay.
they've provided me such insight that I can't even begin to tell you. And I feel like new people are kind of coming into both of our lives in different ways.
Yeah, for sure.
And showing us things.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just moved in with someone who I see as maybe a mentor. A very, very skilled mixing and mastering engineer. So, yeah, maybe that I'm meeting a mentor right now at the same time as well.
Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
I love it. It's cool when like life imitates art and art imitates life, as you have described previously.
Yes.
But yeah, meeting a mentor in the hero's journey. Should we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. As we described, is basically what Joseph Campbell's outlining, and in film, you see it in the beginning stages as well. You see like the character, get called to the adventure, they refuse it, and this is kind of like an internal thing. And meeting a mentor is kind of the first external part of their process,
right?
Which kind of grounds the fact that there's a path.
Absolutely, great way of putting it. Yeah, rather than just getting out of their head and involving other people in the universe other than themselves. Yeah, yeah, totally. It's such a key part to every story.
Such a key part to every story, and it's also quite. Yeah, sorry.
Well, it's like I don't know how to do it. I don't have the skills. This person does, and it's just, I don't know. It's like an extension of yourself providing the answers. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing. Like it is really really cool, but also that mentors kind of appear in the strangest of places, and sometimes the most unexpected places, and are usually like people you don't expect as well, or beings you don't expect. I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So they can be like animal or plant or...
Hell yeah. Oh, Rhea, the dog, is a mentor for sure.
Yeah, she's the best. She literally is a mentor.
Yeah, she's a mentor. And when she came into our life at that time, that's when she was served. She still does, but she served the purpose then. She was showing us a lot.
Yeah, tons.
Yeah.
Very much an unexpected place because she's a rescue dog as well. So I think the natural assumption for us kind of like human beings with savior complexes. We assume that we're saving animals, but in reality, like, they're saving us. So yeah, it kind of feeds into that layer, doesn't it, of awareness?
It does,
which
indeed.
Is fascinating.
Yeah.
And unexpected.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Meeting a mentor in terms of music. How we created it and like what the vibe is behind it. Meeting a mentor is also one of my favorite tunes because of the samples that we have in it. There are nuns in it.
The coolest.
Yeah, that are whispering
yeah.
in the Church of Mary Magdalene, which is basically on top of like a massive mountain in France, whispering in prayer. And she like ultimately is like the mentor you wouldn't expect, because in religion she's kind of shamed as this like Jezebel woman, but in reality, when you look through historic texts and gospel, like you can discover that she like really embodied not only the divine feminine, but this idea of like community and like outward service and inward service. She was like the yin to the yang of Jesus in terms of energy.
So that's appropriate because of the being, say, a mentor to Jesus in many ways, like how the nuns could represent that in the tune, maybe, perhaps.
But either way, it's a really like cool like audio experience.
Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? Loads of really nice reverb. Sounds gorgeous, but from the monastery itself, nunnery itself, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Not added.
Exactly. And there's also like beautiful singing from a Baha'i woman that is embodies like a similar energy, like gratitude, which is really cool.
Yeah. It starts off with a nice kind of reverse sample, doesn't it? And then it goes into this silent line.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a lovely introduction to it, and then leading into these nice chord sequences. And then we were listening to a lot of Ben Boma at the time when we were writing that, weren't we? And I think I could definitely say that was an inspiring force for that chord sequence, like the tonality of it, but also the whole vibe, I think.
Yeah, completely.
Of that chord sequence, I mean, of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the beat, like, what do you feel like you were trying to encapsulate when you were writing the beat?
I was trying to make quite a nice splashy big one, and I guess.
But it feels quite gentle as well. It feels powerful but gentle.
Yeah. I didn't want it to be like a rigid techno beat. I wanted to have a little bit more kind of like movement with a nice big reverb on the snare. So yeah, it's like definitely an accompanying part, isn't it, rather than a domineering part.
Exactly.
And then just like a nice pulsed side-chained bass. It's just a nice simple warm bass underneath the chord sequence. I think it really works really well. It's simple, isn't it, this tune in many ways? Like the I mean, there is some subtle layering, but really the core elements of the tune, when it's going, the main body of it's quite simple.
Yeah, it is. Which I think, was intentional and more in a subconscious way, actually, which is interesting, because I feel like this album really did write itself in many ways. But the lyrics are like, thought I lost you, but I found you, always around me, my profound. So this idea that you can like feel like you are losing yourself when you're going through these stages and when you're coming into something new, But in reality, there's something so magical and important, like all there is constantly around you, and you are all that is. So it's like it can be seen in many different ways. It's like a love song to the divine as the divine, or it could be literally like, you know, hi, like I thought I lost you, but I found you.
Right.
Like, here you are, you're here, like as a being that you love, and that connection to it. Because all of our relationships are mentorships, basically. They show us ourselves. Like true relationships are about transformation, and Joseph Campbell says that relationships aren't about happiness, they're about transformation. And I think all of my most important relationships definitely have that in common, so I'm very grateful.
Well, I always, those lyrics of yours, it always makes me think about how there's like maybe feeling like you've lost your sense of connection to the universe, but it was there all the time. That's what it makes me kind of remember times when I felt like, I've kind of lost it, but then not to sweat it, because it's always there the whole time. But it's like a state of being. It's like an illusion, this feeling of losing it, and feeling this, just a state that we all get into at certain times. But that's that feeling of losing it is it as well, isn't it? So.
Yeah, exactly, which is so trippy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's so trippy.
Yeah.
It's cool to get into the place of, when you have that relief of being in the knowing, and then you forget. It's kind of all part and parcel of the path.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're grateful for the forgetting part.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh yeah, that's why. Which is really powerful.
I feel this this tune. It's got the way you did the vocals. I guess the way they mixed it as well and recorded, it kind of sounds kind of live, doesn't it? In many ways, it reminds me of like I don't know, like an electronic rock tune in many ways, or like a bit like Garbage or something like that. Sometimes that's what that reminds me of.
Interesting.
Just the vocal line just carrying it at that point. And I think we put a bit of slap back or something. I don't know what Colin did with it, but it makes it sound kind of live and cool.
Yeah, it does. I mean, again, it was such a channel. Like, even, the words like surrender to this moment, like be here right now. Like, who knows? Like, nothing's set in stone. Surrender to the moment. Like, those lyrics, like, I need to hear right now. And so it's like, it's super timely to have this release. Because, like, we do need to surrender and kind of allow and, encourage vulnerability in each other and honesty as we're on this path. And it's never going to look like we thought it was going to look, but there's an intention behind that. Like, if it did, then what would be the point of being alive if we could guess it all the time? What would be the point? We'd be bored. Yeah, surrender.
It always makes me feel quite like peaceful listening to that. When you sing surrender, it makes me feel like I could just lean back and relax and drift away.
Exactly.
It's really beautiful.
I'm so glad. Yeah, it very much feels like an energy healer kind of song, Like, there were moments in this album where it really was, I switched into this energy healer kind of state, and this is definitely one of the songs where that felt complete. And interestingly enough, I feel like it grows and grows and grows, like that state of being throughout the album and how it's sung. And also the melodies that we chose and how many risks we took. Like, we're really excited for you guys to hear the rest of it.
Really excited. We really like this tune.
We really like this tune, and I don't know, we're really excited to hear what you guys think about it, because it means a lot to us. And I think all you can hope for as a musician is for you to be impacted by the music that you write, because you need to hear it, but then to share it with the world and have them feel the same joy or experience that you've had with it is like literally the only important thing.
Absolutely. Or your own kind of joy. And to hear how it makes you feel.
Exactly.
Because it's a real journey writing it.
Real journey.
Ups and downs and all sorts of emotions while one's writing music.
Maybe like the word surrender can encourage like other creatives to surrender to your own creative process. Like, we know how hard it is. And I think only now, I'll speak for myself, do I feel like I could at least, embody that state of authenticity more often than I ever have before. It's taken me a long time to get there, but surrender. If all we have is right now, and you're creative, create.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Inspire yourself, and I will inspire others. It's just how it is. But the work is never done.
No.
You know what really creeped me out today?
What's that?
I was thinking that whatever I'm saying is in the past already.
Right, yeah. As it's coming out of your mouth, it's falling into the past.
It's falling into the past.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Yeah. If you, think about past and future as if it's there. It makes it feel like the present is a really tiny little kind of sharp razor's edge, but it's not. It's just.
Yeah, it's always.
It's just the same thing changing.
So weird.
Mm-hmm.
Existence is a funny old chestnut.
It is.
I'm gonna flip this book. This is what we're gonna do from now on. I'm gonna flip this book, intuitively pick a page that applies to Meeting a Mentor from Joseph Campbell's This Business of the Gods. Conversation with Fraser Boa. So it's like one of his interview books that I very synchronistically found in Brighton when I was there recently. There were two books that were kind of like waiting for me by Joseph Campbell, which is highly unusual. That's Rhea in the background. She's upset that we've given her a diet. So she's very vocal right now. Josh is really scared of sitting in dog shit.
Probably because the dog shits
Yeah, but see,
on the lawn.
the dog shit's on the lawn, but you know,
And-
sometimes you sit in dog shit.
I never sit in dog shit.
Well, you know,
Because
sometimes
I'm
you
careful.
do. So you're careful. Can anybody guess what Josh's astrology is?
Yeah.
Do you want to guess mine? Guess mine.
Douchiest one.
Yeah, literally the douchiest one. But special brownie points for my rising sign, which is probably equally as douchey. And then guesses on Josh's rising.
Can you get it?
Can you get it? Yes
That's a
or
good question,
no?
actually.
Right?
Mm.
I have a feeling, I think I know what people are going to think that you are.
Really?
Do you have a guess what people are going to think I am?
The douchiest one.
Yeah, well, now that
Which
you
one's
said
that?
douchey as well. Yeah, I guess it depends on
Yeah,
bias.
it's all perspective, isn't it? It's all that matters. It's very subjective.
It is very subjective.
Right, do the thing.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Meeting a mentor. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Circe is the seductress, the temptress, the one who leads us into the world of sin. That's to say, sin is an experience of life outside of the societal roles, outside of the social norms. Here we see the woman as the initiator, the conduit between the particular local experience and the larger universal experience. What our ethically oriented religion doesn't seem to realize is that the metaphysical and the transcendent go beyond the local ethical system. So it's a surprise that Circe is actually the initiator of Odysseus. Circe, the pig woman, turns men into swine, and then they're turned back into men. They're handsomer and wiser than before. She introduced Odysseus to the mysteries of the underworld, the world of the biological ground of which all life comes forth. And what does he meet in the underworld? He meets a lot of spooks, but also he meets, how do I say that?
Tiresias.
Tiresias. I remember this, but I don't remember Tiresias. That sage who has been a woman as well as a man and represents the thing that is the biological ground, the androgyny motif. He understands that the male is not superior to the female, as the male was in the Iliad, where women was simply property or booty. After this experience, Odysseus sees women as the counterplayer, the other side of this dual being, the androgen. Then he comes back to Circe, and she says to him, "Now that you've learned that lesson, you can go to the island of my father, the god of the sun, who represents total consciousness." So she reintroduces him to a biological ground, that dark abyss of out which our life comes, and then to the totally luminous consciousness, which we can also experience. Now these two are the same. They're the two aspects of the same. The second role is that of Calypso, the wife, who is the one who integrates this realization with the living of a harmonious and productive life. She's the one who restores the man who's been shattered by the temptress and the seductress initiator. She puts him back together again into life. Woman as a temptress, woman as a wife, and now woman as a daughter, the little Nausicaa, the virgin goddess, the virgin nymph, the lovely charm of life. Because the female is the image of life and the male is the image of achievement, the woman's body is the basic body. It's the body out of which life comes. The male's body is a body to defend that basic body, to set up a field within which it can function and bring forth. When women don't realize that anymore, then they've lost their womanhood to the male propaganda that worldly or social achievement is something that's important. Such achievement is meaningless when it does not honor the life impulse. It is the ladder against the wrong wall.
That's fascinating.
That's fascinating, but also like it's amazing here that again mentors are guiding Odysseus in his realization that is incredibly significant. The yin and the yang. And here we are in this world thinking that mentorship might be like more professional, like how to climb like a ladder of some kind in order to get to a top, or like a social ladder, when in reality, like it's not about these achievements at all, but it is more about allowing these achievements to enable you to embody life itself, or enable the natural life flow to expand you and for you to feel more like your natural state ultimately.
Or like all of these achievements, that are nothing if they're not in service of the original life-giving force, the female, right? They're only like who did I hear that said that technology, someone really funny, saying that technology should only be used. Oh, it was Rick and Morty. Technology should only be used to augment life, to make, so it should work in concert with nature, to improve our experience, but only if it's in concert with nature. That's kind of the point of technology. The point of man is to protect and progress the core of the female.
Very interesting. As in energy, like energetically male, energetically female. Very, very interesting.
Yes, very interesting. I love it how at the beginning of that it was saying how it was talking about sin and outside of being outside of the idea of sin.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
So interesting. So interesting. The goddess represents life, you see. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, well, that's Joseph Campbell's take, but yeah, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much. We really hope you like meeting a mentor.
Yeah, because we love it.
We do.
Bye.